Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please give us a call if you guys are looking to improve your credit score, lower your car payment, buy a car, trade in a car. If you're looking to purchase your first home, if you're looking to purchase a rental property, we can help you. Give us a call today, 877-205-7771. Talk to you guys soon, and thanks again.
Hello, everyone. This is Calvin Russell, CEO and founder of 850 Club Credit Consultation. Hope everyone's doing well today. Today, we're going to talk about why do negative items reappear on your credit report. And by negative items, I'm mainly talking about collections, bankruptcies, and then sometimes evictions kind of fall into collections as well too. Charge-offs are a slightly different story because that was an original account. But why do they show back up on your credit report after getting them removed through disputing or some sort of like that? So let's go straight into it. So number one, just like you are doing your best to try to get the item removed, or a company that you're working with to get the item removed, these companies, they have a very similar strategy. How the credit bureaus work is very simple. They allow consumers to dispute negative or inaccurate items on their credit reports. That we know. But the caveat is that the other side of the coin is that a lot of people don't understand how disciplined a lot of these companies are at keeping that item on the actual credit report. The problem is that people become biased. Let's be totally honest. We know that there's millions of videos out there on YouTube, different types of books that are out there, and everyone's quote unquote giving the secrets to try to get things removed on people's credit report. The banks are not dumb. The creditors are not dumb, and they know what's going on. Just like, because they're still human people. Like when you think, sometimes we think about a company as a separate entity, right? But they hire humans. These same humans, they watch YouTube. These same humans, they get letters in the mail. Some of these same humans got collections too. So with that said, they know what the strategies are, and the credit bureaus have to be, if anything, I personally think they're going to be more lenient towards the actual creditor, because let's be honest, we know a lot of times we owe the money. We know a lot of times we owe the debt. That's not the concern. The concern is that we follow whatever practices that the company that you may work with, or some things that you may have learned through videos or learning from whatever, trying to get the item removed. Just like we know that stuff, the companies know they fight to keep that same stuff on there. And that's where it comes in, is that we have to set the right expectations. I've talked about this before. And you can't get upset if things actually come back, because you know for a fact, especially if it's legitimate. Don't get me wrong. There are some times where we know that some certain things shouldn't be on the credit report because it's inaccurate, or because there's certain inaccuracies on it. But let's be totally honest. If we know that and the company makes that correction and it's still on our credit report, or if they don't make the correction within a certain period of time, as we know, it will be removed on the credit report. But there's also a period of time for the company to submit documentation, and it comes back up on the credit report. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is that the company then sells that debt to another company. Now, granted, you don't have to have a relationship, with that company or the new company, right? But of course, there's so many YouTube lawyers and YouTube attorneys, right? They got their certification from YouTube, and but they know all these laws and all the rest of this stuff. But what's funny is that how we study the laws for the consumer, but we never really look at the laws for the actual creditors themselves, right? And so it's like, okay, how long do these companies have? And don't get me wrong, there are certain statute of limitations and all that type of stuff, right? We kind of get the basics of it, right? But at the same time, these companies also have laws as well too. And I guess I kind of look at it a little bit differently, because I own a company in which we have to do certain collection practices as well too. And I'm like, man, I never thought about how it was to feel like, I won't say a collection company, but doing a job, right? And then someone, having a situation where they now owe us money, but I gave them what they paid for. But at the same time, now that puts you in a particular position, because now you see it from a different perspective, and you say, you know what? I mean, there's just essentially stealing money from the company. I get it. I'm not just the company man and things of that sort, because I understand from the consumer standpoint as well too. Let's be honest. If there's loopholes in credit, just like there's loopholes in taxes, right? People are going to take advantage of it. I get that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I never want to make it seem like there's something wrong with disputing the actual item. But you just have to set the right expectations. And not only that, but take responsibility and say, you know what? I do owe this. But then don't spend too much time on it. 70% of credit reports have inaccuracies on them and things of that sort. So we get that part, right? But at the same time, don't be so surprised if it comes back and just because they did their job, they submitted the documentation or whatever the case may be, because they're trying to collect on the money. That's just what it is, right? But at the same time, don't forget, I've never seen anyone get denied ever, for a car because of the amount of collections that they had on their credit report. You know what they look at? They look at the credit score, they look at the income, and then they kind of go by what's actually on the report. Are there any repossessions and things of that sort? But can you have a 700 credit score and have a repossession, a foreclosure, an eviction, bankruptcy? You better believe it. You can have all four. But see, the problem is that people don't understand how to, successfully build around negative items. Once you build around negative items, that's where the success really is. You could build around negative items. You could even ask them for a settlement or removal. I know a lot of people say, you know what, I'd rather just try to get the item removed. But there are some of you that say, you know what, this is $200-$300, or this is $100. How many points is this really costing me, right? Especially if the company's willing to remove it for you. So a lot of times we forget that as an option, right? And I think that sometimes people, they focus so much on just trying to get the item removed, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you also have to say, okay, this is mine. This is where we are. Why am I getting so mad at this situation because it came back, right? Now, again, if it's inaccurate for real, like seriously, because let's be honest, a lot of the stuff is, people just want the stuff removed. Let's be totally honest. But there are some people, because there are so many people that are doing it because it's not necessarily inaccurate or they just want to remove. But there are some people who like, listen, no, this is like for real. Like this is not right, right? But they fall into that batch of everyone else, because that's the game now. The game is to try to get everything removed and things of that sort, but no one really spends time on actually building around these negative items. I have clients that are homeowners that have $6,000 in unpaid repossessions. I have clients who are homeowners with bankruptcies, clients that are homeowners with unpaid evictions, like literally just got an eviction, but then we help them, improve their credit scores. For whatever reason, we couldn't get their eviction off in particularly, and which, by the way, we get removals every single day. Bankruptcies removed, collections removed, things of that sort. But I'm not like everybody else where I constantly promote that, simply because I know those bring a different type of call. and I get it. Certain people want certain items removed, and we're going to tell you, some things come off, some things don't. But we know how to improve your credit score and build around it so you can focus on your goal. What's the goal? If the goal, don't get me wrong, if the goal is to try to get something removed specifically, then hey, we may not necessarily be the company for you. And I'm okay with saying that because I'm all about expectations. But if your goal is homeownership, we're going to get you there. If your goal is lowering your car payment, improving your credit score, getting a high limit credit card, we're going to get you there. Helping you buy that second building, that third building, we're going to get you there. Now, is disputing a part of our process? Absolutely. Again, we get stuff removed all the time. But you also have to understand that what happens if it doesn't come off? Some things come off, some things don't. What's my strategy? And it's like, okay, we already set that expectation for you. This is what we have to do on your end. This is what we have to do to actually make sense so we can move forward. So that's really about it. Don't spend too much time on the negative, right? Spend more time and say, you know what? Take ownership. This is my fault. It happened, if that is the case. And then say, okay, you know what? No big deal. What are my other options so I can focus on the actual credit goal itself? Because sometimes things come back. Sometimes things come back and they drop your score. Sometimes things get sold to another company. And they have legal rights as well too, right? Because at the end of the day, we borrow money. We promise to pay it back. We promise. We didn't pay it back. Then we get mad when it shows up on the credit report and we can't get it removed or it ends up coming back. And then we spend too much time. Now we're spending major time on a minor issue. And you have to say to yourself, okay, you know what? Where should my time be spent? All right. So if you like this video, like it, you want to share it. And as always, be sure to subscribe as we have nothing but great content on the way. Thank you all so much. Have a great day.